You have committed the ultimate transgression, not betrayal, not infidelity. No, you have committed a sin far worse. In their twisted, pathetic grimoire, you have seen them. You have held up a mirror, not to the gilded, perfect mask they present to the world, but to the hollow, frightened, and profoundly ordinary creature cowering behind it. You did not just call out a lie. You threatened their entire, fragile existence. You must understand, the narcissist's life is not a life at all. It is a performance, a desperate, exhausting, moment-to-moment theatrical production designed to convince the world, and most importantly themselves, that they are not the empty, terrified failure they know themselves to be. This mask, this persona, as the philosopher Carl Jung would call it, is all they have. It is a golem of self-esteem, sculpted from the validation of others and animated by your belief. And you, by seeing the truth, by confronting the lie, by pointing to the crack in the porcelain, you have threatened to bring the entire statue crashing down. You have become the single greatest threat to their survival. Do not, for 1 second, expect remorse. Do not anticipate an apology. What you will receive is not a conversation. It is a war. It is a predictable, infantile, and violent sequence of psychological warfare designed for one purpose: to regain control, to re-establish the illusion, and to punish you for the crime of your perception. Pay close attention. We will now dissect the 5 predictable stages of their pathetic, inevitable collapse. The first reaction is always the most honest. It is not sorrow. It is not guilt. It is pure, undiluted, narcissistic rage. This is not the anger of a rational adult. It is the shrieking, red-faced tantrum of an infant whose toy has been taken. You have inflicted upon them the ultimate wound, a narcissistic injury. You have punctured their grandiose fantasy. You have forced them to confront their own shadow, the darkness they have spent a lifetime projecting onto you, and they will despise you for it. This rage is a defensive explosion. It is designed to obliterate you, the source of their psychic pain. The venom will be precise. Every insecurity you have ever shared, every vulnerability you have ever shown in a moment of trust, will now be gathered, weaponized, and hurled back at you with the intent to destroy. They will call you crazy. They will call you paranoid. They will insist that you are unstable and obsessed. Listen carefully. This is not an insult. It is a confession. It is a perfect projection of their own inner state. The madness they accuse you of is the very madness you have uncovered in them. The paranoia they see in you is their own terror of being exposed. The instability they diagnose is the chaos of their own fractured, parallel life. This rage is designed to do one thing: to frighten you back into silence, to make the cost of speaking your truth so high that you will retreat, apologize, and accept their version of reality once more. They need you to be the crazy one, because if you are not, then they must be. And that is an admission their fragile ego cannot possibly survive. This is not a debate. It is a desperate, primal scream from a creature that knows it has been cornered. When this explosive tantrum fails to silence you, and it will, they move from brute force to a more insidious form of warfare: the smear campaign. If they cannot control you, they will control how others see you. They must poison the well. They must isolate you. They become the desperate, scurrying protagonists of their own tragedy, whispering their curated fictions to anyone who will listen. Friends, colleagues, new partners, and most despicably, their own family. This is where you will see the full, grotesque theater of their flying monkeys. The enablers, the complicit, the cowards who knew the truth all along, will now circle the wagons. The sister who knew of the infidelity, the aunt who heard the confessions, the uncle who witnessed the lies. They will all, in unison, adopt the script. They will pose for photographs, their gestures dripping with a shared, familial contempt. You will be astonished at the audacity of the lies. You, the one who was gaslit for 7 years, will be branded the manipulator. You, the one who is loyal to a fault, will be painted as the cheat. You, the one who paid for the very roof over their head, who funded their entire life while they saved thousands in secret, will be called the financial burden. It is a perfect, sickening inversion of the truth. This campaign is strategic. It is, as Machiavelli would have admired, a necessary cruelty to maintain the state. Their state is their reputation. They are preemptively discrediting you. They know you hold the truth. They know you have the receipts, the evidence of their dark parallel life, the screenshots, the timelines, the call logs. So they must ensure that by the time you reveal those truths, no one will believe you. They will paint you as an obsessed, vindictive ex. This is not gossip. This is the systematic annihilation of your support system. It is a scorched earth policy designed to leave you with no allies, no credibility, and no refuge. They are attempting to retroactively justify their betrayal by making you the villain who deserved it. Once the stage is set, once the audience of fools has been assembled, the narcissist performs their masterpiece. They will play the victim. The very person who systematically betrayed, exploited, and psychologically dismantled you will now claim to be the one who was abused. It is a performance of such breathtaking arrogance that it paralyzes the rational mind. This is where we see the true nature of their pathology. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche spoke of master morality and slave moralities. You, the survivor, have attempted to live by a master morality. You value strength, honesty, loyalty, and confronting difficult truths. The narcissist operates from what Nietzsche called resentment, a slave morality. They are fundamentally weak, hollow, and incapable of creating their own value. They do not value strength. They despise it in others because it reminds them of their own lack. They do not value truth. They see it as a weapon used against them, and so they must perform an inversion. They reframe their weakness, their deceit, their victimhood, their pathological inability to face facts as a virtue. They will say, I am a good person. I am just too trusting. I am an empath, and their anger frightens me. They will paint your strength, your insistence on the truth, your refusal to be silent, your rage at their injustices, cruelty, and abuse. They will take your nasty email, the one you wrote in a state of utter desperation after 7 years of their poison, and they will forward it to their family, their friends, and their new supply. They will present it as proof. See. They will whisper, clutching their pearls. See how unstable they are. See how they attack me. I am terrified. They set your house on fire and then condemn you for screaming as you burned. They engineered your reaction. They harvested it. And now they use it as the centerpiece of their case against you. This is not just a lie. It is the core of their survival. They must be the victim, because in their world, the victim is blameless. The victim holds all the moral power, and you, the true victim, are now cast as the abuser. It is the perfect crime when the rage has failed, when the smear campaign has been exposed, and when their victim performance no longer draws a sympathetic audience. They will become desperate. The parasite is starving. This is when they initiate the Hoovers. The term is apt. It is a pathetic, clumsy attempt to suck you back into the vortex of their chaos. The monster you just saw, the raging infant, the cold-eyed liar will vanish, and the mask you first fell in love with will reappear. The love bombing begins anew, but this time it is frantic. You will receive the tear-stained letters, the 3 a.m. texts. I've made a terrible mistake. I never knew what I had. He means nothing to me. It was always you. I am broken without you. I will change. I will go to therapy. I will do anything. These are not the words of remorse. They are the calculations of an addict. They do not miss you. They miss your supply. They miss the stability you've provided. They miss the financial security you guaranteed. They miss the validation of your loyalty. They miss the power they had over you. They see you moving on, rebuilding, and they cannot bear it. Your recovery is an insult to them. It proves they are not, in fact, the center of your universe. They must pull you back, not to love you, but to prove that they can. To prove that they still hold the strings. This is the most dangerous stage for the survivor, because this performance is aimed directly at your hope. It is aimed at the small, wounded part of you that still wishes the illusion were real. To believe them now is to willingly walk back into the fire, knowing it will burn you. This is not a second chance. This is the final, desperate test of your resolve when you resist Hoover. When you see the love letter for the manipulation it is. When you block the number. When you refuse to engage with their manufactured drama. When you, by your silence, prove that you are truly, irrevocably free. This is when their fragile world collapses. You have done the one thing a narcissist cannot tolerate. You have made them irrelevant. They have no more moves. The rages failed. The smears failed. The victim playing failed. The seduction failed. You have held up the mirror, and this time you have refused to look away. You have forced them to see themselves, and they cannot bear the sight. Their only remaining option is the final discard. The discard is not a breakup. It is a psychological amputation. They will vanish from your life with a coldness, a suddenness that is breathtaking. They will leave you for the new supply, the other man they had waiting in the wings, and they will do it overnight. They will erase you. They will act as if the 7 years you've spent, the life you built, the money you spent, never, ever happened. This is their final, pathetic attempt to regain control. By treating you as nothing, they hope to make you feel like nothing. It is the ultimate act of devaluation. The final, childish, I am taking my ball and going home. But you must understand what this truly is. They call it a discard. You must call it an escape. This is not your damnation. This is your liberation. The cage door has been left open. The parasite has finally detached itself. The silence they inflict as a punishment is, in fact, your first moment of true peace. You are no longer the subject of their experiment. You are no longer the bank funding their double life. You are no longer the janitor cleaning up their emotional chaos. You are free. What happens when you unmask a narcissist? You are met with a predictable, pathetic, and violent sequence of psychological defenses: rage, smears, victimhood, hoovering, and the final, cold discard. Your task is not to understand them. Your task is not to fix them. Your task is not to mourn the illusion they sold you. Your task is to see this sequence for what it is: the desperate, flailing death rattle of a parasite that has lost its host. You survived, paid an astronomical price in time, in sanity, and in finances. But you purchased the one thing that is truly priceless: the truth. You now know the nature of this poison. You are inoculated. Your retribution is not to seek revenge. That is their game. Your retribution is to rebuild. Your retribution is to take this terrible, intimate knowledge of their dark arts and use it. Use it to build your fortress. Use it to forge your new life. And, as you are doing, use it as a light for others who are still trapped in the dungeon. They thought they were destroying you. They were, in fact, forging their own worst nightmare. A survivor who is no longer afraid, who understands the game, and who will never, ever be silent again. Lesson over.